In today's video, our guest is going to be sharing his journey to Canada and his experience in Canada. What's up everyone, I am Tobi and I provide the tools and resources for moving to Canada, life in Canada and achieving the Canadian dream. So if you want all of that good content, make sure you subscribe to this channel, smash the like button so I know that you're enjoying this video, and also share this video. I really appreciate all of that. Can you introduce yourself to the viewers?
My name is Ebenezar. I'm currently a graduate student at Nigerian University. I'm studying electrical engineering. I've been here since 2019, September of 2019.
So what was your master's application like coming from Nigeria?
So I would say my master's application process, it was quite intense. Applying for a university application in Canada is more like a full-time job on its own.
Yes.
And this is because of what is always involved in it. You have to write a lot of essays, and you have to get recommendation letters. You have to do a lot of research. You have to email professors and stuff like that. So for my situation, I didn't really apply to Canada. I finished at University of Ilorin in 2017. I just wanted to leave the country. I never really cared whether it was Canada or the UK or wherever. Eventually, I don't know what just piqued my interest in Canada, and I just started with my Canada application. First and foremost, what I did was to do a lot of research.
Yeah.
I had to first Google top 10 universities in Canada. That was my major that was why I wanted to just look at the top 10 schools and pick one of them.
Yeah.
Then from there, I narrowed my search to the ones that offer my program.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are not just my program, but that are into my area of research.
Yes.
So I narrowed my search to that. So I did I had I think 6 schools that at my area of research. Then afterwards, I narrowed my search to the schools that do not require me to write GRE or IELTS.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because at that point in time, I wasn't really interested in writing all the standardized examination.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, I had 3 schools. By the time I was done with my narrowing down my searches and all.
So I know you got scholarship to McGill, which is big. Getting scholarship number 1, then get scholarship to McGill, that's big. So how did your scholarship process go? What was it like?
The whole application process for me was quite intense because it wasn't only applying to the schools. I was also looking for scholarship opportunities. Okay, first and foremost, I actually got 2 scholarships.
Wow, that's
one for University of Western Ontario.
Wow.
And one for McGill. But I ended up going just picking McGill. So for the one for University of Western Ontario, which I think it's pretty easy to get compared to McGill zone.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll explain that one first. So for a master's program, there is usually the course-based and there is the research-based program. Typically for research-based, it's often funded.
Yes.
But it depends on the faculty, it depends on your supervisor, and depends on their funding opportunity.
Yeah.
So what I did for the University of Western Ontario's application, I first had to reach out to a professor, highlighting my experience and my area of interest and why they should pick me, why they should select me. So from there, I was given approval to go on with this school's application. I applied and I was given full scholarships for that. It's just my graduate research scholarship. So, but for McGill, it's a different scholarship. It's not the school scholarship.
Okay.
It's MasterCard scholarship.
Okay.
So a MasterCard scholarship is kind of big. It's prestigious in a way. So I applied. I just saw the application at the same time McGill's application came out. So it's more so different, but McGill's and MasterCard, they're 2 different things in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I applied for the MasterCard scholarship the same time with McGill's application, and I just got it. So
wow, that's good. Is it full scholarship?
It's a full scholarship. All your expenses get paid. They even pay for my visa. They pay for my medical stuff. While I was still in Nigeria. They pay for my flight. They came to pick me up at the airport.
Wait.
Everything.
Wow.
Everything you could ever imagine for that's actually it's a very big scholarship. So
you're blessed.
Before I even came to Canada, my accommodation was ready. They made my bed. They made my kitchen was set. Everything was intact for me already.
Wait.
I just came. to Canada. They just came to pick me up, and I just came to my room. That's it.
Wow. That's
Like it's really competitive. Like it's not like the normal research scholarship that are like easy to get. This one is for African students, and we were just like 9 from the whole of Africa that was selected.
wow.
3 Nigerians, 3 Ghanaians, 1 from Zambia, 1 from Rwanda, and 1 from Uganda. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Wow.
So it's like very competitive to get.
That's impressive. That's actually good to know. Wow. Wow, that's actually really good. That's so
Yeah.
good. Wait,
So
your full scholarship, do they give allowance?
the stipend, monthly stipend. There's monthly stipend. Even when we first got to Canada, they even gave us money for winter stuff, like winter club, winter bowls. My first week of coming to Canada, like my first month, they were basically like giving me a what's it called, gift card for food. They gave me a gift card. Like I didn't even bother about what to eat, like my first month and stuff. Like everything you need. Even they give me money for textbooks at the beginning of every semester.
Textbooks are expensive.
Any printing I do, like they give me money for, like they pay me for that as well. Like everything I do, like they just, as long as it's related to my academics, they just pay me
Yeah.
for that. So
That's really good. That's
yeah, it's a
impressive.
very nice scholarship. You can just Google Mastercard scholarship. And Mastercard scholarship is tenable in some schools. Like I think just 3 schools in Canada:
Okay.
UBC, McGill, and University of Toronto.
Okay, they pick the top schools. So
So those are just the only schools you could. But in the UK, so I know there's Mastercard in UK. Well, it's not a scholarship that is easy to get. So
oh yeah,
most
true.
often, like you have to like have a first class. That's one. But even with a 2-1, like a very high one, like because I know someone with like 4.4 from Nigeria that got it.
Well, that's
You have to find something to like complement your 2-1, like
Yes.
maybe make your essays impeccable or your reference letters.
So how was the integration for you into the Canadian educational system?
For me at first, it was quite like most of what I saw at first was like it was quite shocking.
Yeah. It's
I
not
had like a lot of cultural shock. At first, one of the things that I was first convinced about with the old system is the fact that you could call your professor by their first name.
yeah.
And even up to now, like it's something I can do. Like, just calling my professor David, like
Yeah.
I don't even know how it sounds to me. So I experienced a lot of cultural shock at first, and it wasn't just easy integrating into their system, from where I'm coming from, Africa, it's entirely different from here. Another cultural shock I think I experienced was, students leaving class whenever they are tired.
Yes.
You could be tired and you just like leave class, and till now I still don't even know how to do that kind of
Yeah,
thing. Like,
I'm always scared. Even if I want to leave, I'll wait till the end because I just feel like how it is back home. The professor will like take note
what
of
to
you.
say.
Yes.
Yeah, and there are so many things that I still don't even like. I'm not even like used to up to now. Like I don't think I can like even fully understand why they're doing what they're doing.
yeah.
But then that's just the way they are here. So
Yeah. Can you compare the overall university experience as a master's student from like Nigeria, comparing Nigeria to being in Canada?
I would say my overall experience, it's totally different. Like I said earlier, it's different from Nigeria. First and foremost, I will talk about the mode of teaching in comparison to Nigeria.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. The mode of teaching here is way better than Nigeria. Like I don't want to bullshit Nigeria, but then it is the way it
Their
is.
levels.
You know, in Nigeria, we are, just used to doing 70%, exams, 30% midterm. But yeah, you're always constantly working on something that
Yes.
keeps you busy. It keeps you trying to figure out something on that particular course. So in a typical course now, for instance, you could have up to like 5 to 6 assignments in one, in that particular course. Then you have a project to do, you have presentation to do for that course, you have a report to write.
Yeah.
So they kind of test you on everything that prepares you for for life after school, your presentation skills, your writing skills and stuff like that. So, but in Nigeria, I just used to just write the exams, and the funnest part is back home, I was like, while I was still in Nigeria, I was part of the people that used to say, I used to feel education system abroad was much easier than it was in Nigeria. I'd be like, oh, I think it's easier in Canada. But the reality is, when much is given, much is required. When I came here, I realized that because of the fact that they have all these things, like the electricity that we said, they have like the internet and all. I think it is like that is why they make it much harder for them. Yeah, like because in Nigeria, like you could just you could get by with like with courses without even understanding the full concept, or you just just read and cram and pass.
Yes.
Yeah, it's when you read and cram, like it doesn't work for you
at all.
The exams here are like more of applications. Like there are sometimes you see like a lecture, like everything you would like everything your notes would be like asked, but in an application manner. Like you just have to be able to like apply whatever has been taught in class. It's not like, so if you are coming, you're wasting your time to like you're wasting it, like it can't even appear
at all.
The education, okay, and also the one thing I think I like in Canada here is the fact that they are constantly helping you, like constantly reminding you that there is life after school. Like all my 5 years at University of Ilorin, there was never a day where there was a seminar on CV, how to write CV or on cover. Like there was nothing about career, planning or anything like that. There are a lot of services that make you, career planning. Like almost every day, there's always a seminar, probably interview, how to, ace your interview, or how to, write a perfect cover letter, stuff like that. So there are a lot of, services that they offer here that, sort of helps you after school. But in Nigeria, it's just nothing to write about.
Like that yourself. Wow, that first semester was just really weird for me. How was yours?
For me, my first semester was, I didn't want to like think about my experience during my first semester, because at that point in time, I was even asking myself if I made the right decision of leaving Nigeria. Because before I left Nigeria, I got a very good paying job.
Yeah.
So I left Nigeria, like I think I was just barely 7 months into that job. So at first I was just asking myself if I made the right decision, because I felt probably my gear wasn't just for me. I thought I was like probably the dumbest person in class. And sometimes, I sit in class and a lecturer is, probably saying something, and I'm even still trying to wrap my head, probably like trying to understand the particular terms, the lecturer is using, the professor is using, and probably, you will just see one Chinese guy or an Indian guy asking one complex question. You'd be like, what am I using my brain to do? Like, why am I this dumb? My first semester was like, I was just barely getting by. That's just the fact.
Yep.
Almost everything was, and something about my girl is when they give you an assignment, it's mostly on programming. Like you have to program something. You have to like write, line, like for my department.
Yeah.
So even if you're doing math, like a math course, you still like your assignment will have to be on programming. Yeah. So and coming from Nigeria, like I wasn't like really good with MATLAB or Python and stuff like that. And while I was even still trying to read my notes, trying to understand stuff, I still have to learn one or two of these programming languages. And I also have to learn latex. I don't even know what they call latex. It's like
Word, Microsoft Word.
Exactly. So I have to even, because they write their report with latex. So it was just so like confusing to me at first. I felt I just made it wrong. Like I made a wrong decision to come to Canada. But as time passes by, it just got better for me. So
yes. How are things compared to when you first got here? Is there anything?
Okay, things are pretty much better now. There are many services that could like aid you in terms of, your academics here. When I first came, I wasn't this kind of person that likes to read articles. But as time passes by, having to write report every now and then by reading one or two articles and all, I realized that most of my assignments, like I can find all the answers I need. All the answers are always in articles. So most often, rather than like reading a bunch of textbooks, I I just like pick 3 articles in that my field and just like read and just try to figure out the assignment. And also there are a lot of services that make you that sort of like ease up things for you. Like for instance, now how to reference now, you can use endnotes for your reference and all of that. So it's sort of ease the whole pain of trying to like look for citation or stuff like that. So it's much better compared to before now. So and again then when I first came, I didn't really have friends. I wasn't really close to any of my classmates. But now I have them now. Sometimes we get to do assignments together. Just that we just don't plagiarize. We try to bring up ideas together and sort of it's sort of easy compared to you just doing those assignments just by yourself. So
And you did engineering. Even for my undergrad, the professor will literally say you should do it with your friends because there are some things you really cannot do alone. It's just that you
assignments here are intense.
Yes.
When you think about assignment back home, it's more of one person just does the assignment and every other person copies. That's the way assignment is back home. But just a single assignment can take you 2 weeks. Figure out. And sometimes there are some assignments that you can't even finish. You just have to do the best you can do. And something about my girl is you can't say, oh, I don't want to do this assignment, because when you realize that anything below 65 is an F, you just know that everything really matters, whether it's for 1 mark or 2 marks, you just know that I just need to do this. And so it's really not easy.
So what's your advice for people who want to come to Canada for postgrad degree or just express entry in general and things like that, people who want to move here?
Okay, I would say if you want to come to Canada for a master's program, first and foremost, it is never too early to start making your research about a particular school. That's one thing people fail to realize. Most often people tend to just research for schools when the application is out. So for instance, I would say you want to apply for an application in fall of 2022. For 2021, application should be almost over for most schools. So say you want to apply for application for fall of 2022. You can start making, application will come on like a year before then, say like October of 2021. So even before the application comes out in October of 2021, you can start making the research now. Look for supervisors, because sometimes the most difficult part of a master's program is finding a supervisor that is willing to supervise you. And one thing is, the moment you can get a supervisor, more often than not, scholarship is always you're always most likely going to be funded. So the best thing is always try to research about any university months even before the application is out. That's one. Also, I would say schools here are pretty much the same. There is nothing like good school. There's nothing like bad school. You don't have to get into those top schools in Canada or all schools are pretty the same. So it doesn't really matter where you study or what matters at the end of the day is what is, it's what you know. And if you are maybe someone who is keen on, I want to go to McGill, I want to go to UBC, I want to go to U of T, that's fine. There's no harm in trying, your luck. But what I would just say is why you're trying to apply to all these schools, also have a probably a backup plan, also probably apply to another school as well. I would also say about personal statements. So I've seen people who want to apply for master's program here. They write their personal statement in a day or two and they just ask me to proofread. It doesn't work that way. Personal statement is not something you can just write within 1 week and say, oh, to have an impeccable personal statement, sometimes it takes up to a month for you to come up with a personal statement that that catches the attention of the admission committee and all of that. So just take your time. You don't have to rush yourself up, but during the whole process of say you want to apply for admission for 2022, start making the research now. Start the whole process now. it takes time in Canada generally. Like it just
Yeah.
takes time. When you get to Canada, say you're already in Canada, and probably you don't really have much funds. Probably you are still struggling for money and or something like that.
Yeah.
Try to go to the Office of Financial Aid or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are some scholarships that are not always broadcasted, broadcast for them.
Yeah.
I have a friend who got a bursary like towards the finance, like at his final semester. He got a like he had no idea that he was eligible for a bursary all along. You get my point? So it was at during his final semester that he was like, wow. So if he had none of this stuff, he would have obtained them right from the beginning of the semester. So always good, try to always go to the financial aid office and also don't be scared of emailing the school year. Like they would definitely respond to you. They're not like Nigeria where you send them an email and probably they didn't even check emails in
1 month later.
Whenever you have a question concerning the school, maybe concerning your program, send an email to the school. They would definitely respond to you. So on a general level, if you're planning to come to Canada, I would say one thing first I would say is try to find a community here. Because okay, say you're a student now, for instance, you come around September, October-ish. Before you know it, 2 months into it, it's winter. It can get very lonely and depressing during the winter. So the best thing is just try to find a community. They could be, maybe from your country. Just try to find people that, kind of relate, that you can kind of share, things with, talk with, especially during the winter period. One thing I would also talk about is money. So Canada operates on a credits, kind of system where the bank sort of gives you, they borrow you, bank borrow you some amount of money and expect you to assess it on how good of a resident you are. So I would just say, and again, depending on the bank, as a student, you could get a limit of $1,000 or even $500. For me, I'll receive $1,000 for me. So I would say, but however, you should be mindful of how you spend. Because more often than not, people tend to spend more when they are paying with credit card than when you are paying with cash or debit. So you should always set a personal spending limits with your credit card. Don't go, and even if it's below your credit card, based on how much you and if you can return and also for your credit card, if you are and always try to pay back on time. Because sometimes when you don't pay back on time, it affects your credit score. It also you get more interest again, when you have to pay back. So always learn to pay back on time. So I think that was it.
Thank you so much for coming here. It was nice learning things about master students, people coming with scholarships, because people are always looking for scholarships and want to hear about people with scholarships and people that came for masters. So that's really good. Thank you so much for taking out the time to come on this channel.
You're welcome, no problem.
Thank you so much, Ebenezar, for sharing your story. It's definitely going to encourage people and motivate people. Don't forget to smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. Smash it for Ebenezar's story and smash it for this platform. I hope this video was valuable to you. If it was, let me know what you think in the comment section, and please share the video also. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.